this tutorial, we're going to show you how to do the weapon hits and how to roleplay being hit or struck with foam weapons. This is medium contact, so when we're doing this, we're pulling our blows just at the end, and it's a glorified game of tag where we don't want anybody to get seriously injured. So if we're going to be sparring here today, if I would hit him in the arm and he would lose the arm. Now he can leave it limp, which would signify, you know, if he has some blood or something on him, he could rub that on and make it as theatrical as possible. Or you can put it behind your torso on the back. But most people, if they're really into the role play, will just leave it limp. And now when you get hit and your arm is now bleeding, it's gashed. So how would you role play that out? So he's in pain, but he's now more angry. He's getting ready to strike with his good hand. He's got a different posture. He's putting that limp limb in front of him. And yeah, it was a great posture for continuing that role play. If I was going to hit him in the leg and I come in and again, same situation. He's going to hold the leg. He's going to drag it a little bit, like, you know, we just don't want you to hop on the opposite leg. You don't want to bring it up like this. It's very difficult to balance, and when you're on uneven terrain, which is almost on all games, that's kind of what you're going to be dealing with. Larp craft now has, and it has for a while, but if you're one of the older players who may be just revisiting the system, hand and feet hits do count. So if I hit him in the hand and it's not armored, because he has armor on his hand, he can count armor if I hit him on the actual armor part. But if I hit him in the fingers or on the palm, he's going to take that hit. Now his arm is once again lame. So, but now he's going to role play it out differently, that he got hit in the hand, not the arm. If I would smash him in the foot, again, that's if you don't have foot protection on, like a sabatoon or a greave. Those are the parts of the body that are actually pretty easy to hit, because when you're doing your balance shots, if your foot is too far out, it's an easy target, just like your hand or your elbow. Those are things that just take practice. If I'm going to hit him in the torso shot will, you put your good hand or a good hand over your chest. That requires, if he has this two-handed sword, which is a cleaving weapon, he will no longer be able to cleave with one hand. He needs both hands. So now he just got a reduction in what he can do with that blade, because he has to cover the bleed out, basically. So now he's in bleed out stage. With the torso hit, whether it's in the front or the back, if I hit him in the back and did the torso hit, he's still going to hold it over the chest. Otherwise, if you hold it on the back, it'll look like you're trying, you know, that you have a lost arm, instead of, oh, my torso's hurt. So while he's in bleed out, now he has 5 minutes. The timer has been turned on to where he is going to be mortally wounded, and if he doesn't get help, he's going to go to the bleed out stage. So he can still fight. He's going to fight wounded, and he's going to try to role play it out as being in extreme amounts of pain. Now let's say 5 minutes goes by, he will drop his weapon, he will drop to the ground, and he is now in the bleed out stage. Bleed out is different than mortal wound in that he is now getting ready to cross over. His spirit is ready to leave the body, and he has 5 minutes in this bleed out stage where a surgeon or somebody can actually aid him physically. If you are in spirit mode and you have to be resurrected, that's past the bleed out stage. That's coming back as literally a miracle. So this is how as a surgeon or somebody can physically still help him in that bleed out stage. Okay, rise to your feet one more time.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. These techniques, again, are practiced at your local host practices. You want to get good at doing this kind of stuff before you go to a game. While it is a glorified game of tag, there are some areas that you do not want to hit, namely the face. If I would role play doing some kind of death move, I could slice his neck or something, but you can't actually touch the head or in your sensitive areas like groin or that sort of thing. So stay away from that. But accidents do happen, and you will get groin shots occasionally. So it is still advised to wear some kind of protective gear over your sensitive areas, because it is a contact, we're still doing contact. So prepare for that. we recommend having a helm on with glasses on or some kind of thing to protect your eyes. And that's not because we're going to poke you in the eye. It's because a lot of times the blades will have debris on them or dirt or sand. And as you're doing a thing, that kind of stuff splashes up into your face. So eye protection is something we definitely recommend at all times. Now, for arm, let's say his arm is injured and it's gone. Just let it limp. And now that arm is injured. If I would hit him in the arm again, it's literally like cutting through into his torso. So how you would role play that is now he's got two arms that are essentially useless. Look how he's holding his torso. It's actually where the blade was hit. That's a sign of a very good role play. When you don't just cover up here, you're actually covering where you were gashed. That is very, very crucial in good role play. And if I was going to hit, let's say, okay, your arms are back, reset. If I smashed him in the leg, he's holding the leg. Now if I slash him in the other leg, he's going to go to his knees, he's going to be in extreme pain. And if I would hit anything on his body one more time, like say I took out another limb, that's 3 limbs. 3 limbs is basically like bleed out. It puts you straight into, okay, we're ready to start looking at spirits. We're getting ready to die. You have 5 minutes. If you got 3 limbs, you're down. You can't talk anymore. You're hallucinating. You're getting ready to die. You can't fight. If I was going to waylay him, I could take the backside of my weapon and role play waylaying him. I could, whether it be a light touch or no touch, I would say waylay, and he would take it and be knocked out. You don't want to actually strike somebody at medium contact with the back of the weapon. If he had a helm on, he would negate that and count armor. So those are some of the basic strikes, basic things on how to do this. It's only the beginning. If you have any questions, post it below this video. Ask your elders, ask the people in the community, and we will be there to help you. Thanks for watching.